longer than any other leading cigarette. So York travels the smoke.
Miss Jones suggests that they review the safety rules they discussed yesterday. The 4 rules are:
don't accept gifts from strangers.
Clear skies, light winds, temperatures right now in Oklahoma, 70s and 80s.
If you don't tell your children about the danger of drugs, you may find a problem staring you right in the face. A problem that won't go away.
If you've been around the internet these past couple of years, then you've likely heard, if not seen, analog horror. It's a type of horror that utilizes elements of old analog television or recordings. This can be done with VHS, found footage, or analog television. It's blown up this past decade with series like Local 58 or the Mandela Catalog. But what exactly makes these videos scary? After all, analog is a real thing. Well, why don't we take a look at a real-life example?
We at Project Serve are continuing our fight against drug and gang violence in Chicago inner-city youth.
I'm Michael Jordan. The United Way does a lot of good in our communities for all kinds of people. United Way, it brings out the best in all of us.
On January 14th, 1989, WMAQ NBC, local to Chicago, was signing off for the night.
This is WMAQ TV, Channel 5, NBC Television in Chicago.
As they were closing doors, they aired a short clip of the national anthem. They also showed a missing persons poster of someone named Joanna Lopez. This image stayed on the screen for many hours until the channel signed back on. What makes it even worse is that there was no voiceover with more details. No age, clothes, or last location. That was it. Nothing more than a low-quality picture, a name, a phone number, and the loud static. This was not just aired once, but twice. Once again, in 1991. Like before, there was a typical sign-off from WMAQ, followed by the national anthem. Except this time, it would last for only 10 seconds. And then, nothing. But how can something as sad as this be seen as creepy to others? As stated in the comments of these videos, people were frightened of the sudden appearance of Joanna Lopez. It seems like the low-quality picture, combined with the monotonous static, didn't sit right with people. It doesn't help that Joanna Lopez was never officially confirmed found, making the whole thing even creepier. I mean, just imagine you're a kid, scrolling through TV channels, not knowing what to watch. And then you get so tired, you fall asleep. When you wake up, this is what greets you. So, it's no surprise that with a little bit of editing and camera work, this same atmosphere can be duplicated. You can see something similar in the Mandela catalog, whenever the intruder intrudes. Adult Swim even had bumpers that scared many kids who fell asleep watching Cartoon Network. The fact that this is a real broadcast brings up another point. Analog horror brings a sense of familiarity and nostalgia, only to break that by showing us disturbing things. The casual viewer might assume that what they are watching is just a regular video, but we know that is not the case. Even if you do know what you're getting yourself into, you can't help but feel uneasy because it seems so real. There is no better way of showing you than Local 58. It's one of the grandfathers of analog horror and popularized the genre when it was still an obscure format. What may seem like a regular old channel slowly becomes something sinister. More specifically, the video titled Contingency. The video starts off normal. A local TV channel signing off for the night. Then suddenly, we are shown a contingency reel by the Department of American Dignity. It's an emergency broadcast in case the US has been forced to surrender in war. It reassures Americans to keep their hopes and spirits high. Then switching the tone by asking Americans to find an available firearm. And commit suicide. Not before killing your children. And it switches back to Local 58, apologizing for their mistake in airing the message, citing it as a hoax. This video, in my opinion, perfectly encapsulates the horrors of analog. There was no scary voice or pictures of anyone, just a little government message hidden behind a regular video. These videos are grounded and focus on things we always see. The empty buildings, the emergency broadcasts, the sudden feeling that someone is watching you. We know what it's like to see a shadowy figure in our dark bedroom. Other types of horror have serial killers, aliens, ghosts, but not everyone has experienced those things. I've mentioned the Mandela catalog a lot in this video, and I want to show you a segment from one of the episodes. This one comes from Volume 1. It starts by showing us two pictures of people with the titles of Victim 1 and Victim 2. Then, showing their names. This is a phone conversation by Mark and Caesar, with Caesar asking Mark if he could come over to turn on the cameras as he takes his sick mom to the hospital.
Hey, it's Caesar. I hope it's not too late.
No, it's fine. Don't worry. What's up? Are you alright?
Yeah, it's not me, it's my mom. She's knocked out cold and I have no idea why. I'm on my way to the ER, but could you do me a favor?
Yeah, of course. What is it?
I just need you to come over and turn on the cameras we have set up. You know the ones that we installed after we were robbed?
Oh, yeah. Would you mind if I asked why?
Well, she screamed really loud right before I found her on the ground. I just...
Well, do you have your doors and windows locked? Like what the broadcast told us to do?
Yeah, that's the weird part. Maybe she saw something? I don't know.
Alright. I mean, it shouldn't be too bad. I'm just gonna switch them on and get out of there, though. You know how I feel about your house.
Yeah, that's fine. One last thing. Try to get a good view of the...
Mark reluctantly accepts the favor, but something is off. So Mark drives over to Caesar's house. He turns on and checks the cameras. At 5:34 a.m., noise is detected.
Who are you? Get away from me! No!
It seems like Caesar's house had something inside. So Mark drives back home, and I will let the scene speak for itself.
Let me in, Mark. I have a gift for you. I have a present. I have a surprise. I will not hurt you.
You fucking bastard!
This is analog horror, amplified to its full potential. It tells a good story and makes us feel uneasy throughout the whole video. If you haven't seen the Mandela catalog, I can't recommend it enough. It's not hard to see just how much analog horror has exploded in popularity and evolved. It's a really interesting way of telling a good story, It's what made the Mandela catalog creepy, what made the Backrooms found footage so interesting, even way back in 2009 with No Through Road. And as always, thanks for watching. I'll see you later.